everybody, 'tis I. Want to talk about tattoos and the reaction of certain people that is more common than not. And I've been dealing with this since the age of 30, since I got my first tattoo that was visible to the public. I remember years ago, I would go to my sister's house and her mother-in-law was there, and every time she'd see me, oh, look at your tattoos. She was always saying really rude comments, and I'd say, oh, well, Jesus wants you to get one too. She went to church every weekend. But anyways, for the most part, people are really kind. And even my grandma, when I started getting them 30 years ago, no, 20 years ago, sorry about that, when my grandma was in her 80s, she didn't get it, but she loved me just the same. I didn't cover them up. It's just that she loved me. She saw who I was and she knew my heart, and that was about it. So once in a while, you deal with someone who's hostile, negative, and just flat out rude. I went to a wake this weekend. A dear friend of mine passed away. Um, they had a memorial at the Legion in our town. There was a ton of people there. The halls were full. And I said hi to my friend's wife, who I know through the gym, met his daughters who look so much like him, and had a wonderful time. And outside of that, I didn't really know a whole lot of people. That's fine. I was going to sit and just relax and enjoy just the atmosphere. And I sat at the end of the table. Next to me sat a woman, probably 75, 78, 80, etc., her husband, etc. And within the first 5 minutes of sitting there, she said three very negative things about tattoos. I don't get it, and I don't understand why people do that. And women over 50 look terrible with tattoos. And I had a decision because I personally have had enough. And I finally said recently that I'm going to stand up for myself. And I am no longer going to be the target of bullies. And so I kindly said, I said, in the past 5 minutes, you've said something really derogatory about tattoos. And she said, well, I'm just giving my opinion. And I went on to say, I could say something about every single person at this table. And I could point out maybe that I don't like her hat, or his shirt's ridiculous, or that's not something I would wear. But for some odd reason, you've chosen to say three very hostile, negative, and derogatory things about me. And you don't even know me. And she went on to say, I'm a nice person and blah, blah. I said, actually not. You're probably one of the most disgusting people I've ever met in my life. I said, I served my country, did you? No, I didn't serve my country, but I hold babies. Oh, I almost said, I feel sorry for those babies. They should probably be baptized when you're done. But I didn't. But I said, Dave was my friend. We're here to honor Dave. Dave and I were friends because I have this tattoo. He saw the tattoo and noticed I'm a veteran. Dave then kind of took me under his wing. He would introduce me to people at the gym. I joined the Legion because of Dave. I said, if Dave were here today, he would probably ask you to leave. There comes a point in time when your opinion does not count and it does not matter. Even if you wouldn't get a tattoo, it doesn't mean someone else, that you have the right to tell someone else what to do with their skin. From what I remember, I live in the great United States of America. It is not against the law to get a tattoo. I could think of I told her there's a million and one things I don't agree with. In my mind, I thought child abuse, mental, physical, emotional abuse, someone harming an animal, people that drink and drive, someone that overdoses and is continuing to use drugs. There's a lot of things I don't agree with. And normally it has to do with someone endangering the life of someone else. But when it comes to tattoos or what someone chooses to put on their body, it is not my business. Am I shocked sometimes when I go out with my husband and I see how people dress? Well, sure. But even if someone's wearing a low-cut top and they have a big chest, is that my business? No, I can either look or I cannot. I have a choice. If you don't like tattoos and you see I have tattoos, you don't have to sit next to me. If you don't like the words that are coming out of my mouth, you don't have to watch my videos. But please be a decent person. If you don't like tattoos, you don't have to say it out loud. Heck, you don't even have to mention tattoos. Or better yet, you and I could have a simple conversation about tattoos in general, and you could say, well, I would never get one, but that's your cup of tea, that's great. But instead, I sat next to the Wicked Old Witch of Wisconsin. Just want to say, tattoos are not for you, that's fine. I've gotten them since the age of 30. Is there a reason behind every single one? Absolutely not. They're mostly spur of the moment, and let's just do this. So anyway, one little secret, when you get them at 30, it's a lot easier than getting them when you're over 50. So just think about it. If you get one, start here and start small. So anyways, that's all I've got to say, and I'll be back.